We must remove the Book of Enoch.
The Book of the Giants.
And any books that reveal who we are and what we are doing.
The Book of Enoch. Yes.
Yes. We have sown our seed throughout the earth. Yes.
Yes.
Our seed is everywhere.
Yes.
Yes.
These are our children.
Yes.
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 Yes. We must hide our identity.
Let's hide our identity.
We must hide our identity.
Yes.
Angels and demons can't cross over onto our plane, so instead we get what I call half-breeds. Those with the demon's touch, like those part angel, living alongside us. They call it the balance.
We know by our previous studies that the sons of Japheth lived and populated the area between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. It was actually Japheth's sons and grandsons that populated this area: Meshech, Tubal, Ashkenaz, and Togarma. This area is also known as the Caucasus Mountains. Also, we know that according to the Book of Jasher, Esau's grandson Zepho became king over children of Chittim. Japheth's grandson, also called Rome, subdued the children of Tubal and the surrounding islands of Japhet and the Caucasus Mountains.
This is the missing link between Japheth and Esau and the modern Caucasians, or the white race. According to the Book of Enoch, 200 angels descended upon Arnis, which is the top of Mount Armin, today known as Mount Hermon, which is not far from the Caucasus Mountains. Believe it or not, Esau's seed was spoiled a long time before he mingled his seed with Japheth.
Chapter 36. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, Adah the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Aholibamah the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite, and Bashemath, Ishmael's daughter, sister of Nebajoth. And Adah bare to Esau Eliphaz, and Bashemath bare Ruel, and Aholibamah bare Jeush, and Jaalam, and Korah. These are the sons of Esau, which were born unto him in the land of Canaan.
Notice at the time that the children of Israel went and spied out the promised land, or it was actually called what? The land of Canaan, it was full of what? Giants. The children and grandchildren of the fallen angels. They were known for terrorizing all those that dwelt in the land. What woman did the fallen angels take after the flood? The fallen angels before the flood were all bound in chains. And giants, all the giants that were born to them were all destroyed in the flood. So why then are we seeing giants in the land of Canaan after the time of the flood?
The angels were still mating with women, and they mated with the mixed seed of Ham's son Canaan. This offspring of the mixed seed of Ham became the new giants after the flood. Notice, David kills Goliath in 1024 BC, and Esau is born in 2006 BC. The Nephilim are the giants, the children of the fallen angels, and the Nephil are the grandchildren of the fallen angels. They would snatch the daughters of the people that came from Ham, Esau, and Japheth, and these children are the Eljo, or Eliud.
Remember the movie Time Machine? Keep in mind that Esau, according to the scriptures, was a troglodyte, a cave dweller. The Book of the Giants states that the giants begin to kill each other and to abduct the wives of the fallen angels. This is why the Asians and Caucasians have Neanderthal DNA and not the African. The Neanderthal was a troglodyte, a cave dweller, just like Esau.
Even Discover magazine, May 2011, with the catchy title, "You Are Not Human," says that Caucasian and Asians are 3% Neanderthal and up to 5% Denisovian, and a whole lot of bizarre early ancestors. This could be where the Star Child's skull came from. The Star Child's skull is a malformed partial human skull, likely to have been that of a child, which paranormalist Lloyd Pye has claimed is of extraterrestrial origin. Pye claimed to have obtained the skull from Ray and Melanie Young of El Paso, Texas, in February 1999, stating that the skull was found around 1930 in a mine tunnel about 100 miles, or 160 kilometers, southwest of Chihuahua, Mexico, buried alongside a normal human skeleton that was exposed and lying supine on the surface of the tunnel. Pye claimed the skull to be a hybrid offspring of an extraterrestrial and a human female.
At one time, we believed that Esau's seed was spoiled when the barbarians sacked Rome, since Rome was Edom. But more truth has been revealed in the scriptures since then. Esau's seed was spoiled long before the sacking of Rome. So now when you look at Daniel chapter 2, verse 31 through 44, now it shines a little more light on that passage.
Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. The image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and brake them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and filled the whole earth. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the God of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven hath he given into thine hand, and hath made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
Notice that all these kingdoms are metals: gold, silver, brass, and iron. But when it mentions the seed of men, it calls men what? Clay. The clay represents the indigenous people of the earth, and the metals represents the seed of the fallen angels. The clay represents the indigenous people of the world. They, meaning Rome, mingled their seed with the seed of men. All these kingdoms are the same as the mountains mentioned in the Book of Enoch.
The Book of Enoch 51:5. And that angel of peace answered me, saying, Wait but a short time, and you shall understand, and every secret thing shall be revealed to you, which the Master of Spirits has decreed. Those mountains which you have seen, the mountain of iron, the mountain of copper, the mountain of silver, the mountain of gold, the mountain of fluid metal, and the mountain of lead, all these in the presence of the elect one shall be like a honeycomb before the fire, and like water descending from above upon these mountains, and shall become debilitated before his feet.
When does the Roman kingdom of the fallen angels mingle their seed with the seed of men? Just before the Messiah returns and smite the image at the mingling part of the image of iron and clay. That is why the scriptures say that it takes place in the days of these kings shall the Elohim of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to another people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and shall stand forever.
To believe it or not, the human landscape has changed through the infiltration of DNA from entities outside of the human race. Now, many explanations have been provided for this over the years as to why we all look vastly different, but scientific evidence has proven that all non-Africans have DNA markers that are not completely human. Truth is truth, facts are facts, and the proof is in the pudding, as some may say. But everything we thought we knew is actually the real illusion. And that we thought was an illusion or a figment of our imagination is more real than our reality. The Book of Enoch is actually helping to unravel some of the mysterious ideologies that we see in fiction movies. Now, those who control the media, they were merely taunting our imaginations with the truth while telling us none of it was real. But the reality is, much of it is real, but our minds can't comprehend it as real because we've been controlled and programmed for far too long.
The seed of the fallen angels have been spread all over the planet. Think about the Messiah saying this: except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Elohim. And except a man be born of the water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of Elohim. That's John chapter 3, verse 3 and 5. The non-African's blood have been mingled with the blood of fallen angels. Therefore, he must be born again. Why? So that he can become a new creature in the Mashiach, the Messiah. If any man be in the Mashiach or the Messiah, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things become new. A new creation, because the old creation have been spoiled. Esau and Japheth's seed have been corrupted. The scripture states in Joel chapter 3 verse 21 that Yah is even going to cleanse Israel's blood when he gathers his people. The Most High have truly made a way for every man. This is why we must be born again. Some of the things that science have brought out seem to be quite disturbing. But if you look closely at the scripture and at some of the lost books, you'll see that it isn't something new. It has always been hid in the word of Elohim, waiting to be revealed in the last days. Now my question to you is this: do you want to be enlightened, or do you want to just stay in the dark?
From this point on, we hope that this film will cause you to look at the world from a different, more realistic perspective, and not to merely just see it through the programming that you've received from a very early age. So what you need to do is ask yourself, what really is real? And what information do I need to abandon altogether?